Okay, this is our review for The Force Awakens. We'll start with David.
Alright, I really liked the film for the most part. The new characters I thought were all really good. Rey and Finn, and especially Kylo Ren. I liked the way that they handled the old characters for the most part. There were some derivative elements I didn't like that were kind of borrowed from A New Hope. A lot of plot points and things like that. But yeah, for the most part, I thought it was really good. There was a lot of energy to it. The action was well done. John Williams' score was amazing as usual. So yeah, I'd give it a thumbs up, I guess.
Okay, Bernadette?
It was really, to me, just too weighed down with all of these, like, because they knew that they were going to kill Han Solo, so they had, like, to push in, like, every single freaking Han Solo reference they possibly could. So it just felt really heavy with that, and it just felt really heavy with, like, trying to remember the past, kind of, without, like, defiling it and, like, honoring it. But because of that, they kind of lacked on the new characters, and I was left just feeling like, okay, Rey's interesting, Finn, Kylo Ren, but, like, I just want to know more about the new thing, and that's the whole thing. They're rebooting Star Wars. We want like, something fresh. We want something exciting.
Well, it's not really a reboot.
Well, it kind of is. It's been gone. When was the last film that came out? I mean, come on. It's supposed to be bringing something fresh into the area, and instead they just, like, threw in all these references because they had to kill Han off, and they didn't really go into, like, depth with, like, the new characters, which is what I'd want, and what I'm hoping for with the next movie. I mean, it was good, it was well shot, obviously the score was good, but, I don't know, the characters were just kind of lacking. I did like Rey and Kylo Ren. I feel like they have a lot of potential, but just not anything showed in the movie.
Well, why was Finn uninteresting to you?
He was black, Thomas.
Shut up!
I'm kidding. He was interesting.
God.
He was really interesting.
Okay, Finn
He's the
was
only
just
character where I don't
stale
have any idea where
bread.
he's gonna
Honestly,
go.
he was just like stale bread. It's like, and his motivation too. It's like, all of a sudden he's a stormtrooper for all these years or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's just like he has this one experience. And it's like I hate everything, and he's just confused the whole time, and he lies, and he's just. I don't know. I didn't like him as a person, honestly, and he didn't like seem like he wasn't really behind the rebellion, and it was just like, ew. And they kind of did that whole hand thing where it's like the guy who's like forced into being a hero, but he's not really. And also, like the whole way when they go down to the planet to like, what are they doing? Like disabling the
shields.
The shields. He's like he worked maintenance, and somehow it's just like, okay, we're just gonna hold this gun up to this person's head. Why did he even need to lie in the first place? Why couldn't he just say, let's just go down and hold a gun to a stormtrooper's head? He was just boring. The whole thing with him, it was just kind of like, get off the screen. I want more time with Rey and Kylo Ren and developing their characters. Plus the whole new Death Star thing was just like ridiculous how easy they took it out. Just suddenly, out of nowhere. It's like, we have all, you guys have been afraid of this, and then all of a sudden Finn and Rey come in, and all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, we can take this out. And I'm just like, please. But, potential, just not really anything that I liked.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Finn was interesting. They'd never really had a character who was a stormtrooper.
I mean, he's the only character who
He's not
wasn't
really a
sure where he was
stormtrooper,
going to
though.
go next. Because you can kind of know where Finn or Rey and Kylo Ren generally are going to go with. Like, there's a lot of potential with him. You don't have any idea what he's going to do next. Because, she's going to learn to be a Jedi, and Kylo Ren is going to be trained by what's-his-face. So,
No.
fight again, but they can do a lot of stuff with Finn. He has a lot of potential.
Well, he has potential, but it's like there's nothing set up, so we don't really know like what the potential is for. It's just like there's this character that's kind of here, and we're just like, what? With the other people, it's like they fit into the story and the theme of what Star Wars is really about, and he just didn't really fit for me. Like, he's just kind of there and unnecessary, to be honest.
Finally.
Okay, Anna.
What am I supposed to say?
Just
What
talk
did you
about
think of the
the
movie?
You say anything. I thought it was a good movie.
why and why not.
Did you like anything about it in particular? Did you not like any of the parts
I
of it?
really like the character Ray, and yeah.
Did you not like anything about the movie?
Well, I thought they didn't really explain like who Finn's family was.
Finn or Ray?
Like, yeah, Finn, the black guy.
Well, he was
He didn't have a
Stormtrooper
family because he was taken as
Right.
a baby.
Well, I mean, he had a
to-
family, and I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Anna obviously doesn't really know that much about Star Wars.
What about you, Maggie?
I don't know. I liked the movie a lot.
Did you not like anything about it?
I didn't like.
well.
Okay, guys, to
I
say
don't know,
something.
Just about Max.
I didn't really like. Everyone seems to like the new bad guy Kylo Ren, but I didn't really like him.
Why not?
I don't know. It just seems like he overreacts a lot.
Oh, did you guys think about his lightsaber and how stupid that was that he has those two things on the
Yeah,
side?
that was really
Like, how pointless is that? How is that really gonna help his fighting ability? When I saw that layout, like, for his new lightsaber, I was just laughing.
Well, he uses it in the film to
I don't remember.
hit Finn in the shoulder when he's like up to him. He just
Oh,
goes like
yeah.
this. Hits
Oh,
him in the shoulder.
it still just seems unnecessary. It seems like he'd probably get hurt more than anybody else.
It's supposed to be like a help. But
Oh, okay. I guess maybe I can see it.
He doesn't really seem like he's that like great. Like Darth Vader seems like he's more powerful.
it's because he's younger and he's not as experienced. He's not finished with his training yet.
I mean, I didn't
Like-
really also Ray. She like defeated him kind of easily. So.
Luke was wounded
Yeah,
too.
that was so incredibly silly because it's like all of a sudden she knows the Force when it took Luke forever
Yeah.
to learn it, and the same with Anakin and like all the other Jedi that we know of. But all of a sudden she like can defeat Kylo Ren, and it's just like, okay.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't
Luke
see
didn't like. I think Luke's only experience with the Force was his limited time with Obi-Wan and then with Yoda.
Yeah, but he was with
What?
Yoda for a long time, yeah.
What's the guy's name?
Well, in episode 5 he's with Yoda, but then after that he isn't with him.
Supreme
Yeah,
leadership.
but like when he's with Yoda, I remember there was just like extensive scenes of just his struggle and his training, and like it seemed like it took forever, and he was just having like a really big crisis with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't actually seen episode 5 in a while, so I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't really like how they only showed Supreme Leader Snoke in a telegram. They didn't actually
Hologram.
show him with him.
Hologram.
Whatever. Hologram. Anyway, I think they should have like showed him training with Kylo Ren.
Well, no, Maggie, because like you've seen the old ones, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they're doing the same thing with like A New Hope, or I don't know if it was A New Hope or Episode 5 when they showed
Yeah,
like
they
the
showed the
Emperor on
Emperor.
the hologram, and it was like mysterious. So they're like building it
Yeah, you
up.
don't need him until episode 6.
Yeah, they're trying to build him up, which I actually didn't mind. I mean, I was like, who is this guy? I want to know more, but I didn't mind the hologram thing.
I didn't like the hologram thing because they gave away too much and it didn't look like a hologram. It just looked like a real person.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
Sure,
supposed to be
it
like
really
holograms aren't the same as they used to be.
Well,
I
yeah,
guess.
time has
Just didn't
passed.
know
I
it.
didn't have a problem
Not
with
you.
it.
It just looked like a person was standing there, and the whole idea behind the hologram is supposed to be like mysterious, and there's nothing to hide here. You see the whole person.
What's
It's
the
very clear.
hologram?
And they do
It's like,
close-ups
like,
too,
just
like a
kind
person
of-
is there. It's not like a screen or something.
Right, but you still know.
That's a hologram.
It's J.J. Abrams filming, so we know it's gonna be.
Okay, let Emma say something.
Yeah, and-
I don't want to say anything.
Well, I didn't.
You didn't say anything yet.
And like, is that room just for his hologram? Like, did you have a huge room where he has a
It's
hologram?
like a
thing?
communication room, I'm assuming.
And isn't there like a big
Well,
area there?
I mean,
like,
there's a
for it?
giant room in
Like
there's a giant room in Empire Strikes Back where Darth Vader just kneels down and talks to the Emperor on his starship.
Yeah, but it was like the Emperor hologram was small, wasn't
No,
it?
it
It's
was
really
just
large.
it was just the head.
It was
the head,
like
but it's
Vader.
like
I mean, it's not as big
It's
as
like as
the
big as
Emperor's
Vader.
Snoke one, obviously.
I should rewatch it.
Okay, Emma, was there anything you liked or did not like about the movie?
Come on, Em, just say some stuff.
Did you enjoy the movie at all?
Yeah.
Why?
Louder, just lighter. I mean, louder.
Okay, Emma, who was your favorite character?
Stop
Come on.
Stop whispering. Just talk.
Ray.
Say it loud.
Okay, why did you like Ray?
I don't know, because she was the only Star Wars girl in the series. Emma, talk louder.
She's the only one who's the main protagonist.
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite scene, Emma?
She's awesome.
Stop whispering.
Stop.
What didn't you like? You didn't like?
She's
I
done
feel
it.
like film isn't just, it's just not Emma's thing. Like, I'm not really a film junkie here.
I didn't.
So
like
you liked everything about the movie, Emma.
No, but I don't know. Stop whispering. Say it louder. Stop whispering.
Okay. All right.
Wait, I didn't
Emma's
really like
too
how
shy.
they used like just a giant Death Star. I think they could have made a different weapon.
It's
Oh,
not
They
a Death
just
Star,
have
it's
to
just
look
like
a
it.
Star Killer base.
Why
Yeah,
did
but it
why did
looks
they have
like
to
the
keep
Death
doing the Star Killer base? I mean,
Yeah.
they did it 3 times now. Like,
I feel like
come
they could have
on.
made a different weapon.
It's just all old references. Where it's like, okay, we saw the old movies.
Looks like we should have made something else to make it look better.
Okay.
Did Jumbo talk?
Yeah.
No.
Jumbo, yeah. You can,
I mean, I really liked it. I liked the new characters. I liked the new universe and where everyone is in it. I liked the First Order. Just the way it was shot. There was so much energy, way more energy than the prequels had. It felt more like the old ones. Though, I mean, it was a newer looking film. It looked like a new film. It didn't look like the original series. But it's a new thing. I like all the new characters, as I said. I really like Kylo Ren. And I liked the old characters. I was surprised actually how well that turned out. I was really worried about Harrison Ford mainly.
Oh.
He did a pretty good job as Han Solo, and I liked where he ended up. Some people don't like that he died, but that was fine with me. I liked that he died, especially the way Kylo Ren killed him. So overall, I thought it was really good. And there was a little, it did feel a little too much like Episode 4, just as far as the structure. But I felt that what happened with the characters was different, and that was what was more important, not the stuff that felt like Episode 4, but the personal stuff that was going on in the conflict.
Wait, I have something to say.
what?
They didn't like explain that like Han Solo had like I didn't know the bad guy was his son. Like they didn't really explain that very well.
Well, they talk about
Like
it.
I didn't even know that. Like he killed him, and I didn't know that was his
Oh, yeah.
son.
I mean,
Like, not paying
They said it
attention
so
to
Well,
the
Snoke, when he's talking to
I
the
don't know.
hologram,
When he killed him,
Han Solo
Father
tells
Han Solo.
Leia, "I saw our son."
I thought they're like talking about Luke or something. I was like, what
Luke isn't
are they
their
talking
son.
about?
Luke
Luke
is
is-
their
I know. I was
brother.
like, Luke isn't their
Luke's
son.
not.
Well, Luke was like lost, so I thought they were like.
Have
talking
you
about
even seen the old movies?
some of them?
he hasn't seen
I've
the
seen
last-
all of them. Like I watched them.
She's only seen the first one.
No,
Like
I saw
episode 1 or
4.
Okay, so I've seen it 3 times now. The first time felt really mixed. Second time I really enjoyed it. Third time was kind of mixed again. And I had really high expectations for the film. I did think it was really unoriginal. I don't know why they chose to go the route of taking so much from episode 4 exactly, but I didn't like that. I kind of wanted something really new, I guess, as far as story goes. As far as everything else, I didn't really care. I didn't like the way it was shot. I thought it would have been better if it was shot more in a like old school way. It was obviously J.J. Abrams' style, but I wasn't a big fan of that. I liked all the characters for the most part. Not really anything I didn't. Well, Kylo Ren was the only person I really it was my favorite performance. The guy who did Kylo Ren out of anyone, including the old cast. But he did feel kind of weak. He did feel kind of, I guess, similar to Anakin. A little bit whiny and those type of characteristics. It wasn't annoying like Anakin, but it still felt a little bit like, I don't know. It felt like at the end of the movie, he was not a threat anymore, which I guess isn't a bad thing, but a little bit of a letdown. I guess they have Emperor Snoke or whatever his name is,
Supreme Leadership.
which they didn't have. They didn't have the Emperor in episode 4, so he's kind of the threat now, I guess. But
Okay, but like, why is Kylo Ren so obsessed with like Darth Vader or Anakin or whatever so much that he like looks like him and he like keeps his mask and he's talking
Because
to it.
he's
It's like
his
laughable.
grandson.
But he never knew him. All
Yeah.
he'd know about it would be like from what Han and Leia told him, and I don't think they'd say anything positive like, "Oh, Darth Vader's this great guy you should emulate." I mean, whatever
Well,
He wants
I
to be
actually-
Darth Vader.
I saw an interview
Yeah, like
recently where some guy asked J.J. Abrams why does he like Darth Vader when Darth Vader was the good guy at the end. And J.J. Abrams said, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but he said that Darth Vader, he sees him as the person who, was the big role model, and then he was tempted to the light side and he fell. And Darth Vader is the person that he, has to be better than. He can't fall to the same temptation. Which makes sense, but on the other hand, it kind of seems like he's like praying to Darth Vader or something to help him, and Darth Vader doesn't even agree with him.
Pray to Palpatine, yo.
But
What?
so
You know
maybe they'll
how
go into
big
that
is
more.
The Emperor.
Well, I've also heard that there are deleted scenes or planned scenes where they were going to have Anakin as a
Like
Force
he was
ghost.
talking to the
So it's
mask.
possible that there's
Oh.
influence
Well,
going on there.
If there was Anakin as a Force ghost, he wouldn't be helping Kylo Ren. I mean, he.
Well, people have also said like weird things about like Anakin has dark side and light side as a Force ghost for the first time or something. So I don't know.
I mean, one of the main things to remember with a lot of the complaints that everyone has said is that a lot of the things might be explained or you'll understand it better after you see the next movies. Because we kind of have to wait and see what they're going to do. And then
Okay.
things that don't make sense might make more sense once you see all the characters
No,
go.
why did I
Okay,
do that?
no, but like a movie, like when you watched A New Hope, did you need to rely on the 5th episode for closure? No, you didn't. That's the whole freaking thing about the movie. It can stand alone. If they never made episode 5, which George Lucas, he took a huge chance making episode 4. He did not know if it was going to have success. And it happened to, and then he was able to build up on his dream or whatever. But the movie could have stood alone and still been a great movie. We didn't need to rely on these maybes, it should, and Disney has a frick ton of money. They had a huge budget. They could have got anybody, but they get Abrams, of course, and then they make this movie that's just really, you want to love it, but it's kind of just like you just want to see the next film so you can love the other one more.
Yeah, but Empire Strikes Back didn't stand on its own, and that's considered the best one.
Well, I feel like after they had established like A New Hope, then he knew he was gonna have success.
Right, but they know that this is going to be successful, so it's the same thing.
They knew people were gonna like it. They were gonna see it because it was Star Wars, but they didn't know it was gonna be like loved by any means.
No, but they knew it was going to make enough money to get a sequel.
I don't know. I don't agree with that. Just on an artistic standpoint, I feel like movies, well, anything really should be able to stand on its own legs for the most part.
I think it does for the most part. It's just the things that aren't explained or character motivations that don't make sense or not knowing what the characters are about will become more clear and be explained in the next ones. I still think it's a really good movie on its own.
Well, like some movies leave things unanswered, like that Stanley Kubrick film, The Shining.
Yeah, but it's not really the same thing as The Shining, which is not, it's like a horror kind of psychological drama where it's like supposed to leave you like thinking and like kind of like, okay, I can't swear. It makes you like kind of like, whoa. But I don't know.
Luke is pretty old.
I really didn't like how.
He's Obi-Wan Kenobi now, pretty much. This is what
Basically,
I'm
like
going
the
to say.
entire look is just like, okay, here's
At
Obi-Wan
the end,
again.
Luke was in it for like 2 seconds, and his face was like.
I just like wanted
I'm
to
so
crack up
hyped
at that
to
part
see
because
Luke.
it was
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
okay. I was going to crack up that part because he's just sitting there staring at him.
Well, his mouth is hanging open.
Yeah, he's like-
And he finally closes it.
Yes, basically just like walks
just,
up
like,
this
reading
like rocky place
She's just
by
kinda
the
there.
ocean, and he's
I thought maybe they could have had him wear black like he does in episode 6.
That would be sick. I
Well,
guess,
I think in wearing black in episode 6 was partly like a symbolic of the fact that he was being tempted by the dark side.
yeah, like the
And then
duality.
he's moved past that now, so I feel like that wouldn't have been appropriate necessarily.
I didn't really like how it's like the whole movie's about finding Luke Skywalker, but then they only like they find him at the end, but then he's only in it for like 2 minutes.
yeah. Why'd they
And
even
then
bother
just
putting him in the
staring there.
movie?
Well, they're trying to hype you up for the next movie.
Yeah.
That's basically what most of this whole movie was, is hyping you up for the next movie, not really making a great movie.
And
A little bit of build.
Yeah, I do feel, generally speaking, like the film was a little overly fast paced and could.
And also, like, it was a really cheap shot, in a way, killing Han Solo. I mean, I know whatever, I don't really have a big problem with it, but it was just kind of a cheap shot to, like, hurt your emotions, because the rest of the movie just really wasn't that emotionally pulling at all. So then it's just like, okay, let's kill Han, and then everybody...
No, I thought it was fine because it came from a character spot, because it's supposed to be like, it's Kylo Ren's final hurdle before completely turning to the dark side. Because it's supposed to be like he's conflicted through the whole movie, and that's the point where he finally decides.
I don't know.
I don't
That whole scene
You
just,
just
I honestly thought, like, Kylo Ren was not gonna do that, and it was like, why? Is he trying to, like, prove to himself that he's dark by killing his dad? Like...
Yeah, it's like he has to do this thing, like, and be completely detached from the things that he loves.
I guess that makes
Well, why
sense.
did
I
Han
don't know.
Solo let him
There's
kill
like, they talk about it a little bit. Like,
Because he didn't-
Oh,
he
he
didn't
thought
like
he
him.
could turn him back.
Yeah, because remember
Yeah.
Leia says to bring him home.
It is a really emotional scene. I was really emotional.
I was like, I didn't know that happened like so suddenly. I wasn't expecting that. It was like I was like, what the heck?
He was like grabbing his legs.
Yeah, I kind of expected him
I
to
didn't
die.
expect that.
I saw it coming.
Yeah, once I like saw them on the strip, I knew he was going to die if he went out there. Just kinda
I knew
Find your
something
lack of faith disturbing.
bad was gonna, something dramatic was gonna happen. I just hoped it was for the better. Cause like, if Kylo Ren had actually came back with like, Han, like that would have been so freaking sweet, dude. Like, we would have had like all of this inside information on the new guy and like so much setup for the next movie. But he didn't. And now it's like, what are they gonna do with him? We'll see.
And it seems like he died in that lightsaber fight. You guys were saying he didn't. He like got like collapsed.
You
when
know,
that thing
remember
exploded.
that
No,
big
he
guy.
got his face like scarred, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he
That
didn't
seems
die.
so like he seemed like he
At
died
that
there.
point in the movie, I was just like, Ray, jump back, and just freaking kill him. Get him out of here. I don't want any more of him. Because, like Thomas had said before, he just wasn't a threat anymore. He didn't feel threatening, at least.
Okay, let's each rate the movie out of 10.
I guess I'd give it a 5.
I know,
Let's see.
you guys might not
Like
agree.
a 7, I guess, because I thought it was like a really good movie, but some parts like really confused me.
I'd give it an 8.5.
0.5.
Come on, Em. What do you rate it? Out of 10. 6.
What's 6?
I rated it a 7, just because, I mean, I really liked all the characters in it, but I don't know, it just kind of seemed really kind of disappointing.
Jump.
I'm rating it an 8.5 like David.
I'm not.
Probably a 7 out of 10.
I mean,
It was a good movie, but if you're comparing it to the originals, it falls a little bit flat, but there's a lot of potential. So,
What did you give it?
7.
Oh, don't die. Did David go?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave it an 8.5.
Oh yeah. Wait, shouldn't you say bye?
Oh, we need to say bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.